What is up, guys? It's your boy Joseph Hugo here, the Hugo Core Anime Podcast, and this is my co-host.
It's your boy Flu.
And welcome to the second episode of the podcast.
Episode
of the podcast, man. In this one, man, we're gonna be talking about, is Jujutsu Kaisen good?
Loaded question.
It is a loaded question. It was on my anime to watch list, but that was because there's a movie coming out, and I think the movie comes out tomorrow.
Correct.
And then we're gonna watch the movie, and then we're gonna give the movie review on what we think of the movie. I've said it probably 1,000 times. I think Jujutsu Kaisen is a decent anime, but I think that what gives it all the hype that everybody gives it is because it came out during the drought.
Yeah.
Like the anime drought when there was like nothing to watch type of thing.
I would say, yeah, that
and like it had good animation, so that popped out, and the next thing you know, everybody's like, "Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen's so good, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good," and everybody was like all over it. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so good." And
one thing I noticed is a lot of the people that were saying it's very good, were a little bit younger, or hadn't seen a whole lot of anime.
I agree with that.
That's one thing I would also say.
I agree with that, and that's possible, right? It's probably the My Hero fans because we all know how you guys are. But anyways,
don't do that to him, Joe.
But anyways,
don't do that to him, Joe.
But anyways, yeah. So okay, so I mean, the thing that kind of got me. So we have a rule. If you guys don't know, one of the rules that we have is we give an anime 3 episodes to catch our attention, and if it doesn't catch our attention in 3 episodes, then we move on to the next one.
How are you gonna hook me?
It's like you can't hook me. I don't. I'm not so interested, right?
So what hooked you? What got you to keep watching this?
So the first episode, Itadori Yuji, you find out who Itadori Yuji is. He has a parent, which kind of blew me away because I'm like, wow, this guy actually has a parent. A grandparent. But most anime people don't have parents, so it's just like a bunch of juveniles running around. Yeah. So that was interesting.
No mentors or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then his grandpa died of like natural causes.
Yeah.
Like cancer,
he died of
or whatever. Natural causes.
Natural causes in a bad place.
Yeah, so, that happened. And then I was like, okay, well, that's pretty decent. I can handle that. And then, Itadori Yuji is part of the, what club is that? It's
occult club.
The occult supernatural club. Occult club.
Yeah.
And, where they do supernatural stuff. And I'm not really into that stuff, but I was like, it is what it is. And so I started watching it, and then, Megumi shows up, and they're looking for a cursed demon finger.
Cursed finger.
And I'm like, okay. Now
which for some reason is hidden at a high school.
Yeah,
just like they have top 20, technically there's 20 fingers, so top 20 cursed object just chilling at a school in a little box.
Yeah, I'm like, why would you keep something that important there? But
why would they also just send one first year to go retrieve this thing?
Yeah, I was like, okay, dude. So I'm like, all right. And then at first Megumi kind of bothered me, but then later on he's like, I thought he was gonna be like the Sasuke of the group, but he's actually not. So that's fine, because I can't deal with like the emo like I'm better than you like mentality bullshit. Yeah. Like I can't. I hate those types of peoples. But so that happened. So he goes and meets him, tells him, hey, you need the fingers. Like, oh shit, my friend in the club took it. Yeah. And then his face was like, oh fuck. And then I was like,
why does he?
Why is it such a big deal?
Because remember when Itadori was with the track coach and set the world record for shot put or whatever. Yeah. Just casual. Yeah. He's like the strongest guy without any supernatural abilities.
Running super fast. Which it's a regular dude running super fast.
Yep. So after that, he runs past Megumi. Yeah. And he gets that sense, like he sees the Sukuna's face and all that, and he's like, "Oh shit."
Right.
But what?
Because he said that he sensed the demon energy.
He sensed the cursed energy, all that stuff. Yeah. And then it's just him. Right. Just him.
But I thought that was cool. But what hooked me was when they went back to the school. He's like, hey, we gotta go back to school and get that shit like ASAP. Yeah. And I'm like, how bad could it be? And then they get there and you see like all those like warped like curses.
You see the curse. You see the energy emanating from the building and everything.
And I'm like, oh shit. And then you can see like the curses and stuff. I'm like, oh okay. And then so when they do that, and then the animation kicked in, like he ate the finger, the fighting, like busted through the windows, the glass shattering. Also, I was like, okay, this animation kind of tight. Yeah, the animation's kind of tight. I'm like, okay, cool. So that happened, and And then Gojo showed up, and I'm like, dude, this guy is fucking dope.
Another level for sure.
Yeah, another level for sure. I'm like, okay, this guy's fucking dope. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch it based off of Gojo and the animation alone, and kind of see where it goes, right? Yeah. And so that's kind of what hooked me in the beginning. What hooked you in the beginning?
I had to wait a little bit longer than you did.
Okay.
To get hooked, I had to wait. I think it was episode 3 when they went to the detention facility.
Oh, okay.
Itadori, all the first years basically. Itadori, Megumi, and Noboru. But what hooked me was the fight with the special grade in there, and Itadori, like, he didn't sacrifice. It wasn't sacrificing himself to save Megumi. He told Megumi to run because he was going to let Sukuna out to deal with this, everything like that. When that fight happened, I was a big fan of that.
Okay.
The animation kind of hooked me, I will say.
Okay.
I had trouble watching it up until that point just because I saw a lot of things that I've seen a lot of times.
Okay. Like common anime tropes.
Common tropes, like, it just seemed, I don't want to say generic because that's not the right word.
Yeah.
Because it does have its own separate things. But a lot of the characters that I've seen so far, I've seen very similar personalities or the way they act or the way they do things.
Yeah.
In most other popular animes.
Okay, I can respect that.
That came out before Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, I can respect that. Like Naruto.
Like Naruto. Okay. We've talked about it. Like Naruto. Yeah. There's a lot of Naruto in Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, there is.
But so I got hooked with that one fight, and then right after that, Itadori couldn't switch back, and Sukuna kind of took over.
Yeah.
And at that point, I thought in my head, I was like, okay, so it's not going to be Itadori like fighting this whole time. It's going to be him giving to Sukuna, and then Sukuna's going to take over and like have these sick fights and everything like that.
Right.
We didn't see any of that. Right. We saw it maybe twice, 3 times.
True.
And that's where I got kind of lost. I didn't struggle to finish it.
Yeah.
Because I really liked the character development. I liked the chemistry. I liked a lot of things in it.
Yeah, because I watched it 3 times before we watched this.
One and a half, I'll call it.
Okay.
I finished it. And then I rewatched it.
Yeah. I watched it 3 times. I finished it, watched it, finished it, watched it, finished, watched it.
But I liked a lot of things, but it just, every time I watched an episode, I was like, I've seen this before. I didn't.
So the school.
The exchange event.
The sister school event.
Chunin exams.
Yeah.
I mean.
Look, I'm okay. Like, hold on. So, like, let me state. I am okay with like Chunin exam type of like arc stories.
Yeah.
As long as they've done right. Like, so for like example, like Hunter x Hunter, right?
That's a good example.
Hunter x Hunter, right?
Yeah.
And Hunter x Hunter, they did the Hunter exam,
and
it was basically like the Chunin exams, but it was sick. And the way they did it was good. It wasn't like, I don't know. It just didn't feel Chunin exams.
I kept waiting for something different to happen.
Yeah.
Something to surprise me, and nothing happened that surprised me. In Jujutsu Kaisen.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, okay.
And I will say, like, the fight scenes, the animation, that was sick. Yeah. I do like it a lot. It reminds me a little bit of Demon Slayer, with just, like, a different effect.
I can see that.
I like the curses. I like the design of everything. I think that's sick.
Yeah.
The, like, difference in abilities of everybody. I think that's like pretty sick, too.
Like the uniqueness of the abilities.
You don't see stuff like that as often, but you do see like the OP power of like Gojo and stuff like that, which I'm a big fan of. Just like One Punch Man, Saitama.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of people that can just, hey, yeah, you ain't shit.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't nothing.
But you're weak.
Exactly. You're weak.
But you're weak.
But I had a couple issues. It just, they drew a lot of things out that I think they didn't have to.
Okay,
so the exchange event, essentially, which I get that it was like planned that they were trying to assassinate Itadori and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why? Like that?
Because he has the Sakura finger, and
but here's the thing.
Old man truly believes that he's a threat.
But he's going to die anyways.
Yeah, I mean,
He's okay with dying anyways.
Yeah.
That's like.
I don't know.
You have one chance. You literally have one chance to get rid of these fingers.
Right.
I mean, you just want to end it.
See, and that's the thing too that I don't like about it is like the villainy things in the show. Like, I just don't feel like the villains are like, they don't have like a purpose, bro. Like they're so in Jujutsu Kaisen, because this is full spoilers or whatever. Just our thing. Like in Jujutsu Kaisen, bro. like they want to wake up the ultimate evil, not Gojo, but I'm talking about the enemy. I'm talking about the villains. The villains want to revive the ultimate evil,
the god of curses,
Sukuna, thinking that he's gonna give a fuck about what they want or what they do, or that he's gonna allow them to serve him. Like, come on, bro, no. Never has there ever been anything that would allude to he would just allow anything of your existence
he would be
to exist.
I mean, there would be curses, but that's it.
Yeah,
and we don't know. So there are cursed humans maybe that can speak and have speech and all this other stuff. How is that going to fit into their I don't know. I don't understand their purpose. I don't understand their plan.
I want to release the ultimate evil so we could die as well or something. I don't know.
They want to end humanity, but there's why? Like, what's their reasoning for it?
Because
then there won't be any more curses without humans.
Curses can't exist without humans.
So because humans are what create curses.
Yeah, very.
It doesn't make sense. It's a huge plot hole in my opinion.
It is very, 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 very huge plot hole. And very weird.
Another thing I have to say, dude, like as far as fight scenes go, Gojo's had me on the edge of my seat because they were cool. They had good animation. They were popping off.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't really feel that with anybody else. I feel I'm gonna be honest with
you.
What
about the Todo and
I'll say there were maybe 3 fights that I was like, okay, this is dope.
Okay.
Anytime Gojo was fighting, I thought that was dope. Anytime Sukuna was fighting, I thought that was dope. Because he just obliterates people and
him and Megumi's fight was kind of. Little scuffle. It was Megumi's ass beaten.
His ass beaten. Yes.
Yeah, that was cool to watch.
That was cool, but
and Todo beat Megumi
Todo
up.
And Itadori. That fight was cool. I didn't necessarily like Todo beating up. Like I didn't understand why he just beat up Megumi for no reason before the exchange event.
Just throwing hands with him, seeing what he's like.
I guess so, but
Hey, he answered the question wrong, man. What type of woman you like, bro?
He must have. He must have. But either way, it's just. There's no point for a lot of the fighting. I guess you're fighting curses and stuff like that.
The society that fights curses makes sense.
Yes, but the curses themselves don't make sense to me, or their purpose doesn't make sense to me. Their plan.
The villains' plans doesn't make sense.
I will say,
sorry about that.
No, you're good. I will say, apart from generic, I hesitate to call them generic villains, but baseless villains. I'll call it.
Yeah.
They are cool. I will say they're well done. They're well animated.
They are. Well drawn. Their
attacks are cool. Their attacks are cool. They're unique.
Yeah.
But I don't understand. Their motives just don't make any sense.
It's not like Demon Slayer where they're they're eating people, and Michael Jackson's got his plan that he's he wants to extinguish the demons.
But
or he wants to extinguish the Demon Slayer,
Slayer Core.
Because what happened to him in the past. So that makes more sense. But it just doesn't have that.
That, and they abandon a lot of plots, I feel like. There's subplots that they just abandon. And there's things in there's 4 episodes worth of just nonsense, in my opinion.
If you disagreed, put it in the comment section.
Please. Junpei. Everything about Junpei, bro.
They fucked my man Junpei,
he's in there for no reason.
They had him in the intro. I'm thinking okay, he's in the intro.
He's gonna become buddies with Itadori or something.
Itadori, that's gonna be
they start forming this bond.
It's gonna be their squad. Now they do form bonds good in the anime.
I will say, the
character bonds,
the character chemistry and stuff like that.
Maki, Togi, and Panda, their relationship is amazing. I like that.
Everybody works pretty well together except for. The Kyoto students when they're trying to team up against
Miwa, Momo, and Todo.
Yes.
And then whatever the blood guy's name is.
Mai and Mekamaru and I can never remember his name. The bow guy. But
he's irrelevant.
He's just a dick. Yeah, he's
irrelevant in my opinion.
Yeah. Either way,
his story is irrelevant.
They don't really give backstory on him. I feel like
they do, but it's just not good.
Yeah. But I will say they do a couple things very well, but what they don't do well is very obvious.
I agree with that.
It's very obvious, and it's apparent the entire season.
I agree with that.
Now, I don't think that makes it a bad anime. I don't
think that makes it a bad anime either.
I just think they could have told the story better with the villains. They could have given them more purpose.
Yeah, they could have given more purpose. I mean, and we haven't seen the movie, so we don't know what the movie's going to tell us or what the movie's going to show us or what the movie's going to displace. I think the movie's supposed to be about I think that one kid, Okatsu?
Oh, the one that's not there. The second year that's not there.
Yeah, the second year that's not there, because Maki made a comment. She's like, if he was here, or maybe it was Panda. Like, they're like, if he was here, it wouldn't even be no contest, but he's not here. And then Gojo said he's
Why is he overseas? Not there then if it's no... Oh, yeah, overseas on a mission. That's right.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why they would go back in time to tell it. Like, I feel like the movie would be either expanding on, like, the curses, the origin of curses, something like that. Sukuna, maybe, like, why he's the god of curses, something like that. But I don't really know. I haven't watched any trailers or anything like that, so...
I think that this is going to take place, the movie's going to take place before probably Itadori or whatever, and it's going to talk about this guy,
the Okatsu
guy or whatever, and it's going to just... I don't know what's going to happen in that, but I think it's going to talk about him. And then it had a hand with the cover art's him with a little girl holding a little girl's hand. So it could be his sister.
Oh yeah, sister or something.
I don't know. You know.
But my thing is, like, they left it on such a cliffhanger that I think they could potentially just pick up where they left off, because they say at the end Gojo has a mission for the first years, right?
Right.
So I think it could be something like that. But honestly, I mean, we got to support anime movies. We
got to support our anime movies.
So we're going to see it regardless.
We got to support our anime. We got to support our anime movies no matter what.
Have to.
We got to go and check them out.
But I don't think it's a bad anime. I just think they do a lot of things that a lot of other animes do and not as well.
Okay. I respect that. I think that besides the villains, I think that the animation is good. I think that the relationships that they build with the other characters are really good.
They're pretty good.
Like the chemistry,
Itadori, the chemistry of all of them.
The chemistry, like the Itadori and Toto thing, like my best friend.
My boy created an entire backstory in his mind.
Backstory in his mind of like them being friends since like middle school.
Yep. He's like, hilarious. Dude, I didn't even know. I didn't go to your middle school.
I don't even know you, bro.
We just met.
Just because they both said they like Jennifer.
But hey, they fight well together. They do fight well. I will say their fight sequence against Hanami was a fun one. It was a banger. I will say that was a fun one to watch.
It was a banger. I miss it.
My boy was just
That's funny.
That was good.
She had me laughing.
That was good.
Yeah, and the Black Flash, it's tight.
That was. I will say, like,
Black Flash is tight.
They use it more at the end, and then they stop saying that it's Black Flash, and you see it. You just see the Black Flash. Yeah, you see the Black Flash. I really like that too. It's just
fight scenes, the animation's good.
It is. It's not
it's just the story.
It's just not to that level that you see in, like, say, Fire Force or Demon Slayer, like stuff like that.
I just wonder. I just hope the next season has like more. I hope the next season in the movie has more kind of like explanations on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at least, like, the motives of the villains, like what they plan to do, what they actually, like, their plan is after they exterminate all the humans or whatnot. But I don't know, dude. I'm a little disappointed. I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed, just because, like,
you see why I put it on my must-watch list.
Yes, though. I know because of the movie, all that, but I just don't see the draw of it. Besides the fact that it came out during a drought. Like, if it did not come out during a drought, I wouldn't have even started watching it until you told me to.
Yeah, I think if it would have came out when the drought wasn't going on, I think that it wouldn't have been as hype as everybody was saying it was. I just feel like,
I've just got Junpei on the mind.
If it was out there with like Fire Force and Slime when they had new seasons and a lot
of other stuff that was dropping out, World Trigger and the season 2 was coming out and stuff like that. So
Log Horizon,
Hunter
came out. All that stuff was like banging. You had anime every week. Iron Blood Orphans. It was anime every week.
It wouldn't have been on, I think, many people's radar.
No, it wouldn't.
Except for the people that read manga, which we don't do because we don't have time.
No, we don't have time.
We don't have time for that.
I really don't.
But I got Junpei on the mind, dude. They gave like 3-4 episodes to this kid.
Junpei over.
They gave him so much backstory just to give him a horrific death to try and force a pact. Like he was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that because now he can't heal him. It's like, dude, I get that you're a new curse, you're learning everything, but like, why give him 4 episodes, 3 episodes, starting to build a bond just to kill him and then completely forget about him? Yeah, completely forget about him.
After he's dead and they look at the bodies and the guy's like, Nanami's like, yeah, man, just comes with the territory, and then just walks off and they're like, And then Itadori's
But my thing's like Itadori's whole thing, the reason he's a source, like the reason he wants to save people is because he wants everybody to have a good death.
Right.
Right? I mean, right. I think, essentially.
No, that was his thing. He wanted everybody to have a good death and go out on their terms.
Junpei did not have a good death.
No.
And what happened? Nothing. Yeah. Nothing happened because of it.
I mean, it was tight to see him say, I'm going to fuck you up, basically.
Yeah, like, his whole purpose now is to kill the patchwork guy, Mahito.
Because he always asks about him,
yeah.
Are you associated with that guy?
But, like, that's it.
Right.
You were going to do that anyways. Like, they're trying to motivate people the wrong way, I feel like. Maybe.
Yeah.
Could be my opinion. I mean, it is my opinion, but I was just disappointed in the villains, the arc and everything like that. The abandoned subplots, just giving people backstory just to fuck them over.
Okay. So, in your opinion, is Jujutsu Kaisen good?
No. I'm going to go ahead and say no.
You're going to say no, it's not good?
I'm going to go ahead and say no. I'm going to say the first season is not good. But what I will say, if they continue forward and actually do a little bit more explanation or more character building.
Maybe the movie's a banger.
Maybe, but that's not what we're talking about, though.
You're right.
We're talking about the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
And I feel like it is probably 12 episodes too long, maybe 10 episodes too long.
Damn, I don't know about that, but
hey, maybe not. Maybe not.
Hey, do your thing.
But
that's what you believe.
I'm disappointed in the villains. Like there's so much generic shit in this show that I've just seen so many times done better. What saves it for me is like Gojo, Itadori as a character, the character like chemistry, everything like that, the uniqueness of abilities, the fight scenes, animation, everything like that. Sounds pretty good. The theme's pretty good, everything like that. But what kills it for me, dude, is just the generic storyline to me. The subplots being abandoned and generic villains and not really explaining the whole purpose behind their motives. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that just miss for me. There are a lot of things that hit, but
I feel like
I don't know.
I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen's an average anime with a big budget.
Yes. Yeah, it's got.
You know what I mean?
Huge budget.
Like I feel like it's an average anime with a big budget for animation, and the animation's banger.
I feel like future seasons could save it for me,
actors,
definitely.
Yeah, I could see season 2 coming around and actually being worth something.
But as far as season 1 goes, I'm a little disappointed.
I just think that I think that's an okay anime. It's average at best. I think that hopefully the movie goes good and the movie kind of fills in some gaps or whatever the case may be.
And, well, like for the record, like the anime movies tend to be bangers, dude.
That's true.
I haven't seen an anime movie that was just like that didn't have me on the edge of my seat pretty much the whole time.
That wasn't good, yeah.
So I mean, I am excited to see the movie, and we do need to support movies regardless, because if you want to see them, you got to watch them.
That's right.
Otherwise, they're gonna stay overseas in Japan where they're making like hundreds of millions of dollars anyways, and we'll have to find our own way.
Right.
But in my opinion, dude, I'd rather watch a lot of other things.
All right. Well, I mean that's good enough for me, man. I think it's an average anime that got hyped up over the drought. Good storyline, good character development, good graphics, just shitty villains, and just like too many subplots lost, like things not paying attention to, but overall, I'd say it's decent. I give it a decent average.
What's your rating?
Probably a 6 out of 10.
I was gonna go 5.
Yeah,
it's very like right down the middle for me. Like there are things that save it, but there's just so much that just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
To where I'm just like, okay, well,
yeah,
it's on the background, but I don't need to be watching.
Yeah. I'd probably give it like 6 out of 10.
All right. Well, that's 11 out of 20. So, hey, batting over 50%. So, over 50% is not too bad.
Not too bad.
I do think it could be saved by future seasons. Okay. Like we see more of Sukuna. Maybe we see like he eats more fingers. We saw him eat the third one at the end of the last episode.
This is true.
And we know that they have a mission coming up. Also so, I don't know. I forgot their classification grades, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of busted.
I don't know.
It felt like I guess you could say like Naruto. It's kind of like
it literally feels like Naruto because all these characters, not all. No, I shouldn't say all of them. They have sparks of joy like Naruto characters do, They have, very similar ways that they're working around.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's definitely not Naruto. Let's be clear. It's its own thing, but it just feels very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I feel like it pulls a lot from. Maybe has some animation, some inspiration.
Inspiration.
Yeah. But yeah.
But watch it if you want to.
Go watch it, guys. Hey, go watch it
if you want to.
Hey, go watch it and tell us if we're wrong, or if you've already watched it and you like it and you enjoy it, tell us what we're wrong.
Either way, I would say watch it for the movie.
Yeah, watch it for the movie.
If anything, if you're gonna watch it,
it's on my must-watch list.
Yeah, watch it. Watch it just so that you can know what's gonna happen in the movie, something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
For
sure.
But yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Other than that, I'm a little
our rating's pretty average. We're saying that's an average anime. So.
Yeah, but.
All right. Well, the next episode of the podcast will be about the movie.
Yep.
We're gonna go watch the movie and give you guys our opinions on what we think about it and if it's good or not. Maybe it might revive the series. Who knows? So,
I'm hoping it does. Either way, I think we're almost guaranteed a second season. I could be wrong there.
Sure
I don't know. It's not this year.
If they drop the movie, we're gonna get a second.
That's
season.
what I'm thinking. Yeah. And especially if the movie does well. Which
for sure. I'm sure it probably will.
Watch it.
Yeah. Go watch it. Go watch it. Make sure it does well. Talking to you. You on the couch right there, eating the cheese puffs, watching the podcast.
You ain't doing nothing.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. But go watch the movie, okay? So, but yeah.
Yeah, then that's all for me, dude.
That's all for you?
That's all for me.
That's all for me. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
If you haven't done that already.
Tell us if we're wrong. Tell us what your opinions are. Yeah. If you saw something that we didn't mention, let us know. Yeah, we'll go back and see what you saw. Mm-hmm. And hopefully change our minds. Definitely. Change my mind at least.
And my mind. I think it's average. So, all right. Well, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.
26 minutes, 27 minutes.